1, 2, 3, I went backwards that time. I didn't do the 3, 2, 1. I'm going to Sesame Street this bad boy. 3, 2, 1, yo. What's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Welcome to one and only Pig Trail Network YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm the guy, Ty Hudson. Excited, as always, for every one of these live streams. I really like doing these pre-snap breakdowns. I really like talking about them. I really enjoy doing the edited content, but this is better, I think. And like I said last week, I did have a script written out. I had it done. All I had to do was record, find some content, use the overlays, use the come up with a thumbnail, and I got behind as always. John Hawes, yo, what's up, man? What is going on? Dude, digging the shades. It's Flamingo Friday. So every Friday I try to, I come at you with a little bit of drip. What's up, Mr. Fiero 56? I hope this is the year we put an end to the A&M losing streak. You have not beaten A&M since 2011. And what's crazy is Arkansas has come close under a worse hire. I can't believe I'm saying this. Than Jack Crow. Than the guy that got fired after losing to the Citadel. What year was that? 91? Right as we were entering the SEC. What an entrance. Danny Ford was definitely a step in the right direction, but we saw how that ended up. He did get you to an SEC championship and then get slaughtered to Steve Spurrier against the Gators. I mean, just absolutely slaughtered. And if I remember right, the West that year was terrible. SEC West was not good. A lot of teams were down. I think that was right during Alabama's when they got caught cheating. Shocker. Okay. Pimp tie. That's right, baby. Oh, it's time to kick the shit out of them. We're overdue. I agree. It's really, really hard to read chat with these shades. I'm already, if you guys don't know, especially at night, I have to wear my glasses. When I drive at night, my wife's like, you need to wear your glasses. I'm like, yeah, I know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If you ever see me out and about in Fayetteville or Springdale at night and I'm not wearing my glasses, remind me, hey, Ty, you should have put your glasses on. So I'm already, my vision is not the greatest. It sucks. Getting older sucks, man. I'm getting up there. Late 30s, pushing 40. I'm getting there slowly but surely. But then you put these on, and chat is that much harder to read. So I may have to take these off a little bit. So every Friday we're pimped out. We are pimped out. I don't have an outfit. A friend of mine texted me today and asked, are you going to wear something for the Halloween show? And I said, well, it's not the Halloween show. Tomorrow, we'll see. Because tomorrow we'll try to keep it festive. Yeah, time for that streak against A&M to end. I'm not so sure that this year is going to be the year. And I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in just a minute. B, your name's just B. I do appreciate the compliment, my friend. Mike Ewing, how you doing? Cody Sutterfield. Howdy, Ty. Cody, have we met? That name is so familiar. Mike Peaster. Sup, folks? Woo Pig Suey. Tyler Edmonson says, yo! Thank you for being here, Tyler. I appreciate it. Truck MD, let's talk about how we are going to have to... Here we go. Got to wear the glasses. Or take the glasses off and go find my glasses. Let's talk about how we are going to have to do... Let's talk about what we're going to have to do to get a win. Is that what you meant to say? We will. We're getting to that in just a second, Truck. I always give it a little bit of time, let people come in. I'm not fancy. I don't have it set up to where when I go live, it just pushes all my social media. I have to go in, copy and paste. So it takes me a few minutes, and then I come in and I try to get you guys warmed up a little bit. Ty, I'm the okay, in Discord. All right, B. All right, well, welcome, man. Welcome. The Mr. Fiero 56. Ty, do you think that Jimbo Fisher has delivered for the money he's been paid up to this point? No, absolutely not. I think he was I don't have the details of his contract. I remember it was something just absolutely ridiculous. Kyle Sutherland talked about it, I think, a couple of weeks ago. We mentioned it on the Hog Talk podcast. All right, let me get the intro out of the way, and then we'll kick this bad boy off. Okay, so welcome, everybody. If you're new here, I do this same shtick. I used to do this in all my videos. This is the intro. Welcome to the one and only Pig Trail Network YouTube channel. I'm the host and creator, Ty Hudson. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are all rock stars. If you guys would, either now or when you're done watching, before you leave, please remember to like. The like goes a long way. Slap the like button, as you hear these other YouTubers say. Smash the like button. I try not to be cheesy like that. Share the content. That goes a really long ways if you share. There's a little arrow somewhere. You just click. It's like a curved arrow. You click copy, and then that allows you. You basically have the URL. You could take that to your social media. You could paste it somewhere. I don't care where. MySpace. You can go to you can go to Bing. You could just, well, that wouldn't really do you any good because that's not really social media. But MySpace used to be. You guys remember MySpace? Facebook, Twitter, wherever, however. I'd really appreciate it. And, of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button down below. If you haven't already, I do appreciate it. We're packing, man. We're the channel. I'm not doing edited content, and that's usually when I grab the most follows, when I'm posting the pre-edited, pre-recorded, done videos. Those are usually really good just to bring in new subscribers, and we're still growing without doing those videos. We're closing in on 500,000, 500,000 total views on the channel. Keep in mind, the vast majority of those really hit in 2018. 2017, when did I start this damn channel? 2016, but I wasn't really pushing content as much as I have been. So really, 2017, 2018 is when this channel took off. The views were really good. The subscriber count went from like 500 to 2,500. I don't know how. I've looked at all my YouTube analytics. I have no idea where that came from. I know some of the content got shared on message boards. It's funny, I made a North Texas video about how dangerous they were. You guys, I don't know, maybe some of you saw that video. That video, I actually tracked the URL, or I tracked the link all the way to their message boards, and those people, I gained some subscribers out of that, and I thought that was funny. They really liked what I had to say. And I said, these guys are going to be dangerous. And they were. Woo! Were they ever. So, but yeah, I do appreciate each and every one of you. A little brief history. I know you didn't ask for it, but I can't believe the growth, especially the last just 2-3 years. It's been awesome. So, I appreciate you guys. All of you, if you haven't already, there is a Pig Trail Patreon if you want to come be a part of that. It's a $4 minimum. I get people telling me, Ty, you should charge more. And I can't do it. We've been at that $4 minimum, and I don't want to jack that up. I feel like that's $4 is more than enough. That is the minimum if you want to join that. If you don't want to do that, you want to throw a penny in the old tip jar, you can do that as well. There's a PayPal. I do not have Cash App. I forgot the other one. I just have PayPal. So, okay, that's it. Let's get into this. Arkansas, Texas A&M. 10 years at $75 million. I think that's correct. Thank you, B. You bailed me out. Ty with his fly sunglasses. I'm not fancy, quote unquote. Yeah, I'm not. Whoopik Suey. Oh, all the way from Maryland. What's up, Nathan? Espinoza. Did I pronounce that correctly? What a difference a year makes. So happy to see the Hogs back on the way up. Eric Musselman's Diet Pepsi. Bryant versus North Little Rock is coming on number 1 versus number 4 undefeated. This will be insane. Yeah, that's it. That's at 7, right? Shared to my Zanga. Hope we get some of their recruits. If only if it were that simple. We thought that would happen the last couple of years. So the last couple of years under Chad Morris, I mean, you could argue that you should have beaten Texas A&M with Chad Morris, right, against Jimbo Fisher. Didn't happen. We won't get into those games because the past is the past. It is what it is. You've had multiple overtime games with A&M. You're riding this awful losing streak that should not exist to begin with. I'm sorry. Yeah, ever since A&M joined the SEC, they go from, barely being a top 25 recruiting program to now, being the only SEC program in Texas. It has boosted them unbelievably on the recruiting trail in the state of Texas because you don't have to leave your home state to play in the best conference that God gifted college football, which is the SEC. You don't have to leave home. You can go down the road and play for the Aggies. Texas A&M, we're the man cheerleaders. Yeah, were there? I came so close. There's a picture that was shared in our Discord about the guys that wear their suits. Yeah, we posted that in Discord. I came so close to making that the thumbnail for this video. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Win or lose, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But you have no business with this losing streak to them. I'm sorry. There's been years I think Arkansas was better. Not many, but I do think there were years that either Arkansas was better that day or that Arkansas had a better year, was a better team, and they still lost to these guys. It makes no sense. It needs to end. I just don't think that it will, and here's why. We'll start off first. They are probably the most balanced offense. They're the most balanced team you will play this year. Now, I didn't think we would play another defense like Georgia at the time, especially after A&M struggled against Vanderbilt. And then we saw A&M get slapped around by Bama. We weren't really sure what to make of that. And here we are. They've beaten Florida. And, their numbers are pretty impressive on defense, especially when you consider who they've already played. I will say we laid the blueprint. There's no doubt the Razorbacks laid the blueprint for how to handle Mississippi State, and it's obvious that A&M read those blueprints. But Texas A&M does a few things really, really well. Overall, their offense it's not one that's going to blow you away. Kellen Mond has identical numbers. I mean, identical to Felipe Franks. On the year, Kellen Mond doesn't have the completion ratio, though. 80 of 130 on completions versus, 80 completions on 130 attempts, 984 yards through the air, 61.5% completion ratio. He's averaging about just under 8 yards per reception, 9 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's only been sacked twice. Arkansas Kyle broke this down in our podcast. I think we've sacked them in the last 2 games combined 8 times. I'm not a fan of comparing previous years because it's a new year. New staff. I think A&M even made some changes. I'm not, they did this last year. It was a close game last year. That doesn't always mean anything, although I think it'll be a close game. And I'm also teetering towards, this is a good conversation I was having with another person, what are the odds that it ends up being a high-scoring affair versus it being a low-scoring affair? It's far more, I think it's way more likely that this is a lower-scoring game. Doesn't mean that it will be. But I think that it's teetering towards that point. But Kellen Mond has been really not so exciting. He does have an adjusted quarterback rating of 144.9. Haynes King is the quarterback behind him at the moment, 1 of 3 for 17 yards. He's thrown a pick. But their star player on offense, don't forget, they lost Osborne, their leading receiver. He opted the year out. Isaiah Spiller, 64 carries, 430 yards, 6.7 yards per carry. Guys, I'm not saying this, and I'm not comparing Spiller to Darren McFadden, but those are Darren McFadden-type numbers. They just are. Now, he doesn't have like the 70-yard runs, right? He doesn't have multiple 60, 70-yard runs. He does have a 57-yard run, and he's only got 4 touchdowns. And, yeah, the majority of that yardage came in 2 games, really. He's not Darren McFadden, but these are the kind of numbers that Darren McFadden put up. 6.7 yards per carry. They're run blocking. Their offensive line is clicking. They're running the football. You know how you know? Because there's like 2 other guys that are running for over 5 yards a carry from the running back spot. Aeneas Smith, 30 carries, 155 yards. That's almost 5.5 yards a carry with a touchdown on the year on the ground. Aeneas Smith is also their leading receiver. Aeneas Smith is getting stuff done. 17 catches, 223 yards. He's also got 3 scores through the air. They will utilize their running backs. This is a nice little combo they've got going on. Arkansas doesn't really have that because Rakeem Boyd hasn't really established himself this year, mostly because of injuries and also because of awful run blocking. This line doesn't get pushed, which is why Traylon has had more success. Traylon may not be so much that he's set up for the offense as much as he's set up for the scenario where if you're not getting pushed, he's shifty enough. The guy can bounce outside. He's going to get you some yardage. He's going to set the outside edge. He's slippery enough that he might be the best back that fits the situation that's going on up front on the offensive line. Don't get me wrong. I still think Rakeem Boyd is the better back. Proof, just look what he did the last 2 years in a broken-ass offense with not a great offensive line in front of him, with a makeshift offensive line, no threat of a passing game whatsoever, and this guy's averaging 6 yards a carry. That's ridiculous. That's all the proof you need to know. Rakeem Boyd, as it's pretty well known, the guy is fighting injuries. But Treylon right now might be the guy for what's going on with this, with how bad the run blocking has been. I don't think you win this game by trying to run the football. Yeah, you're going to need to set it up because Arkansas is pretty efficient off play action. They are pretty efficient when they come off of off fake gives to the backs, right? You know, they've been pretty effective. One of the issues, though, it'd be a lot more. I think this offense would be a lot more efficient if Felipe Franks was more of a threat as a true dual threat guy, because that's what this offense really teeters toward. I mean, let's be honest. It'd be nice if if Felipe didn't have the injury. Obviously, he wouldn't be at Arkansas if he didn't have the injury. But if he was more mobile, didn't look like he was running with concrete blocks glued to the bottom of his foot or his feet, he just runs like he's got cinder blocks for feet. But he is. What's funny is he is still pretty athletic, and he can shift and move in space and get a few yards trying to run up the gut. Or you know, when the pocket breaks down, he's capable, right? It's not like he's not Matt Jones, but he's also not Ryan Mallett. He's somewhere, I don't even want to say in between, because Matt Jones was such a badass. 4.38. Are you kidding me? A 4.38 at 6'6", 240 pounds. Are we? What is that? What is in the water over there down in the River Valley? That's ridiculous. He's nowhere near that, but you know what I'm saying. He's not exactly stationary. He's not just a simple pocket quarterback, although when he goes to the combine, that's what they'll list him as. But he is capable out of the pocket. It would be nice if he was more of a threat. You have to – I mean, that's what this thing's all about. That's what this offense is all about, the threat of being able to run the football one way or another, whether that's north-south or setting the edge. That's why you've seen T.J. Hammonds on these end arounds. Of course, that was I don't think we've seen that. We didn't see that last week, I don't believe. It's also possible I missed it if it did happen, or I would have at least heard about it if it happened. I don't think it did. That's why they're looking for all sorts of different ways to get these guys involved, and that includes lining up Treylon Burks next to Felipe Franks. It's all about misdirection and not knowing what the hell's coming at you. What are they going to do? And you can't do that when there's no threat of a run game. So A&M, who's probably the best run defense, maybe between them and Georgia, I don't know. I mean, they give up 70-something yards a game on the ground. In this day and age, that is unheard of. To be under like 100 yards a game run defense, again, considering who they've played, that's pretty damn impressive. You're not going to beat these guys with the run game. It's not going to happen. Now, that is unless, and Kyle brought up a really good point, this is the home. We've got some guys, we've got some players that are obviously from the state of Texas, and one of them used to play there. His name is Rakeem Boyd. Maybe there's a chance. There's not enough film on Boyd. Maybe they've game planned. After all, you're coming off a bye week, right? So are they. Maybe they're going to find a way to get Boyd going. I just have a hard time seeing that happen. I don't know that I see that happen. They are too good of a run defense. But, hey, this is his former team, right? I mean, come on. This is a perfect opportunity if you want to talk about guys going up against their home state in their own mind. This is their crowd. These are people that are aware of who you are. You used to be one of them. Oh, that has to make him sick. Oh, it would me. Oh, Lord. Whew. Who knows? Who knows? But what I will say is that if you want to beat A&M, Felipe Franks is going to have to go off. Felipe Franks, this is how you beat A&M. You're going to have to throw that ball around. You're going to have to find a way to get the pass game going. They're not exactly an elite takeaway defense. They have 4 interceptions on the year. At least that's what I'm showing here. You know, they don't have a ton of pass breakups on the year. Well, 14. That's actually not too bad. I'm starting to figure out the pass breakups. That's a good way to just kind of get an idea. Of course, it always depends on how they, do they give the corner credit if the receiver drops the ball, but the corner was kind of making contact with it. Like, how do you break that down? But it seems like you look at teams with the most pass breakups. Arkansas was up there up until the bye week. I think they led the SEC in total pass breakups. So they're like top 2, top 3. And then we realized, oh, my God, our secondary is amazing. By the way, when was the last time you could say that? I don't know. It's been a long while since you could brag about your secondary and the way they've played and the way they've looked. And then you look at the analytics, you look at the numbers, and it's showing. They were top 2, top 3 in total pass breakups. And then you talk about their turnovers or the takeaways in the secondary, picking the ball off, leading the SEC. So these guys, 4 picks on the year. They have 10 sacks on the year for a grand total of 75 yards. You have an opportunity here to make some things happen through the air. I think if that's where, if anything, that's where it's going to be. And you know how A&M's going to game plan for this. At least I feel like. They're going to game plan to force Arkansas to run the ball. And that's going to be the issue. And that's why I like A&M in this game 27-20. Like I said, I feel more confident that if you ask me what are the odds, does it end up being a lower scoring affair like a 14-10 or a 20-17 versus a 45-52. Like I'm gonna go with it being a more likely to be a lower scoring game, but you never know with these two. That's the other thing. Both these teams coming off bye weeks. It's 2020. It's Halloween. Who the hell knows what happens tomorrow? Isaiah Spiller, you got to circle. I know. Odom is all over this guy. I'm sure he's going to make Kellen Mond beat his defense. That's the only way I think you have that's the best. And it's not just Spiller. You got to shut them both down. You can't let Aeneas Smith take off. You can't let Aeneas Smith become the danger in the backfield that he is. Can't let these guys, and as far as I know, he's playing unless he's injured. Forgive me, because I did not look that up before I started doing my research last week into making my edited video. As far as I knew, he was healthy at the time, but you know how it is. These teams are so secretive about who's actually healthy and who's actually going to play. But if these guys are healthy 100%, which I believe they are, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be an issue. So, yeah, get the passing game going. Defense, do what they've done all year. Force Kellen Mond to beat you. Force Kellen Mond to make the plays. And that's that's at the end of the day, is he capable of beating Arkansas on his own? Can you take away the threat of the run game and the threat of what these backs can do out of the backfield? That's it. That's what you got to do. I mean, again, this team, as a team, they're averaging over 5 yards a carry. Okay, 5 rushing touchdowns. We'll just have to wait and see. Ty, I can't handle another close loss. Either predict us to win or get smashed. Well, I mean that's what I've got. I'm sorry, man. Hey, Ty, happy Halloween. And who picks Suey? Why do y'all do that? Is that because of the heart attack hogs? Is that why? Whew. Ty Story came in and kicked out ass. 2011 CVB says, scroll up here. 1992, I took you to that game. I remember that, Arky 56. We were there. We were at the Citadel. Yeah, that's right. That was my very first Razorback game, was the Citadel. Very first game. Mr. TW says, I am 50, just about 51% confident we can get an upset if we have 2+ D turnovers, no turnovers, and 100+ yards. Rushing, we also must keep them below 300 yards. That's a mouthful. To be able to hold any offense in this day and age under 300 yards, that's tough. I think Boyd has his best 2020 game tomorrow. Well, he hasn't had any 2020 game this year, right? He's been non-existent. He's been scrolling up. Ty, you're the man. Enjoy the content, brother. I appreciate that, 2011 CVB. Matt Jones was the man. I watched Matt Jones play, and I'm going to stand by what I said on Twitter. War Machine's video. I said this in War Machine's video. I've never seen anybody play. I've never seen anyone do that. Matt Jones could look like he was jogging. And it didn't matter if the DBs had an angle. God bless a linebacker trying to chase him down. It didn't matter. You could have a great angle on Matt Jones, and you just weren't going to catch him. His highlight content, to me, Darren McFadden, and Peyton Hillis, and Alex Collins. Those are my favorite videos to watch on YouTube. Those guys were just something special. I think he was a freak of nature because of his vision. We talked about that here last week. Alex Collins, that vision was unbelievable. That guy, it's like he saw the play happen before it happened, right? He could see, what gaps were going to be plugged, and then he would choose a different aisle. Or, he's real shifty. He was shifty. Shifty, like that. He could just move, man. He got signed, right? Did he get signed by Seattle? Did I see that? And Jonathan Williams got picked up. I forgot who. I want to the Eagles, maybe? No? Detroit? Who picked him up? Someone picked up Jonathan Williams. Isn't that funny? Two guys that played together that were dominant backs at Arkansas played together, and they get picked up on the same day. Alex Collins, I hope he redeems himself. I think he's got to pass a few tests, right? COVID and then a drug test or something. Yeah. Mr. T-Dub brings up some good points there. Scroll up. Bumper Pool will lock up Mond if Bumper Pool plays. Now, we've already talked about who's healthy. Mo Brown will be back. Dorian Gerald is traveling with the team. Excuse me. Dorian Gerald will be traveling. That's huge. Can't spill the beans with Spiller. We got to stop him. Yeah, I agree with that. Just Sports with Jarius Sanders. I appreciate that. Appreciate the comment. Let's see. Scrolling up. Sorry. I hope Razorbacks give Texas some A&M. Oh, Lord. I can't repeat that, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I was not expecting that. Oh, I can't repeat that. I'm not. Oh, I'm probably turning red. Oh, wow. You do the math. You guys can't see it. Bloodline's message got held for review, but oh my God. I'm out. Okay. I don't know that I've ever been taken back like that. Oh, man. You guys. All right. I don't know if Bloodline's still in chat, but okay. Alex Collins got signed to the practice squad in Seattle. Yeah, he won't be there long. If he stayed in shape, Alex Collins won't be there long. Oh, Bloodline. I hope you're still in chat, man. That was I'm dead, dude. That's ridiculous. Okay. Hey, Ty, greetings from Arizona. What's up, Tim B? How you doing, man? I will be in Springdale visiting my family for Thanksgiving week. Come have turkey with us, man. Look, I'm all about some turkey. Yeah. I am fat after all. I love me some turkey now. Ty, you turned so red. That was good. Oh, I gotta get a swig. Hang on a second. Yeah. In my opinion, if our offense doesn't look better this week, I don't know if we will at all this year. Well, I mean, to be fair, I got to get back on track or else I'm never going to. See, it's not fair because you're playing A&M. Look, this might be the best team. These guys might be as good. They may not have. Well, we can't even say they don't have the talent that Georgia has because they are. Look, they've got some playmakers on defense. They got some 4 and 5 stars on that defense. A&M is the kind of school where what you're seeing happen at Arkansas on defense, you could see that happening at A&M simply because of the talent. So I'm not going to say if you can't do it against A&M, it'll never happen. I would probably argue. I kind of thought that against Ole Miss. That's where I'm at. You couldn't do it against Ole Miss, who was arguably the worst defense in the SEC, and your offense couldn't move the ball. Now you're about to play a really balanced football team. They're physical. Now, to be fair, I don't think their offense has played anybody as physical as Arkansas. But again, these teams are both coming off bye weeks. They're healthy. Maybe they did play a little physical during the bye week, right? During practice. Maybe they went into the trenches We used to call it Blood Alley. You know, you line guys up, you just smack the living shit out of each other. Maybe that happened. Maybe they got geared up and, you know, they're mad and, you know, and in their mind too, if they win this game, I think this game and maybe even South Carolina, just because of the fact these guys upset every year, like you just expect them to upset somebody, and maybe it's South Carolina. And I think they're capable of beating some teams this year. I don't think they're necessarily they're not as bad as I thought they were, but South Carolina is still, you know. But when you look at the rest of their season, their only games I have left that are questionable, that aren't for sure wins, in my opinion, Arkansas, it's not a for sure win, even though I picked them to beat Arkansas, Tennessee, South Carolina. They know that they win this game, their odds just became a lot more likely because they are about to play the most physical defense that they've played all year, and that includes Alabama. That includes Florida, who's got talent also up and down that depth chart on defense. This is about to be the most physical game. Now, unfortunately, I'm not so sure Bumper Pool plays. It sounds like they're going to try him out, and I think he's still day-to-day. Like, I think I did not get a chance to hear what Sam Pittman had to say about Bumper, so maybe someone can fill me in chat. But as far as I know, it sounded like he practiced, but they were real light using him this week, so I think he's going to be questionable. Maybe he plays a little. I don't know. But not having him at 100% sucks. That's a pretty big blow. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm not going to hold it against Arkansas if they can't move the ball on A&M's defense. No way. Still here, brother. Oh, man, that was an MVP moment right there. I don't know that we've ever – it's Bloodline for the win. Totally worth it, Bloodline. I put my money on the plus 14. All right. Okay. I think Arkansas covers that. I do think they cover that. Oh, obviously, I've got them only losing by 7. I think they cover that. Ty's plan for the live stream went out the window after Bloodline. Really did. I kind of just – I'm all over the place. I'm completely off script right now. Maybe I should do them all like this. Just sit here and let you guys bust my gut. If the Hogs beat the A&M, if the Hogs beat A&M, do they win out until Bama? That is something we have not touched on. That's something that I think, and I thought about that after Kyle and I got done recording for Friday's episode of the Hog Talk. By the way, that is available. If you want to hear that conversation, go check that out. That is provided for you down below in the description box if you want to hear it. It was a good episode. It was a really good episode. That's a good question. Is A&M outside of Bama? I would say no because of Florida. And remember, I had my final 6. I don't like Arkansas beating Florida. I don't like and Tennessee's still good. Tennessee's still better than they've been in recent years. Big hit early and set the tone. I believe it's okay. I believe it's going to be closer than the spread being put out there. Yeah, spread went up, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that. Spread went up, which is so bizarre because it's like Arkansas's getting healthier. The Razorbacks are getting healthier, coming off a bye week. I know, so are they, but the spread, it started out at 15, right? On Sunday, I think, is when you could start looking at what they were saying, and then Monday, ESPN posted it, and it was 15. Then it went all the way down to 12.5. Then it went down to 12, and now it's back up to 14. The over/under at 53.5 tells you they don't have. I mean, this shouldn't be a super. It shouldn't be a high scoring game. It shouldn't be. I don't know how I don't know. They know something we don't, but they've been wrong this year. They've been wrong. ESPN's been wrong. Football Power Index has been wrong. The Football Power Index, what is that game at? 77% on the game. 77.4% favored for A&M. I just don't think it should be that high. Especially, well, you know, and I'm saying that because I've got Arkansas losing only by 7. Again, if you think they're going to lose by double digits, then I can understand why they're close to 78 or 77.5% favored for A&M. I understand that. Arkansas, realistically, I don't care what it says. I don't care that ESPN says 2-2. We know they're 3-1. We know they'd be ranked, and you can't tell me that wouldn't have an impact on the Football Power Index because it most certainly would. It would also have an impact on the spread. So I think I think we know something that a lot of people in Vegas, that even some of these jackasses at ESPN don't know. That record does not reflect who the Razorbacks are. This is a 3-1 team that shut Georgia, their only realistic loss on the year, shut them down for an entire half in half of the third quarter. That's who this Arkansas football team is. And again, I think this is going to be the most physical team that A&M's seen. That doesn't mean that A&M won't go out there and do something unheard of. Like I said, it's Halloween. It's 2020. God only knows what happens when Arkansas plays A&M. A&M could rack up all sorts of, just get it going. And maybe, I don't know, they've had plenty of time. Maybe they've utilized their bye week better than the Hogs have. I don't know. I have a hard time seeing that, but it could happen. Like I said, I have a hard time seeing that. I think this ends up being somewhere between a 7 to 10 point loss. Yeah, I'm taking that spread. I would definitely take that. Or bet against it. I would put Arkansas losing by 7. That's it. Especially with the over under what it's set at. No way. Not my chair. Not my problem. No way. You guys remember that video? That's like 14 years old. Seashells. Not my chair, not my problem. Let's see what you guys are saying in chat. I want to win so bad for Odom. I think Florida isn't as advertised, but neither is A&M. This is Mike Ewing. My only fear about Florida is their offense is really good. Their offense has looked really good for most of the year. We need to take a deep shot on play one, period. Well, Arkansas's gone 3 and out every single game. Phone is exploding. Hang on. Arkansas's gone 3 and out all 4 games. Hey, why not? Why not? Throw it deep. Drinking out of cups. That's what it's called. Drinking out of cups. I have Arkansas 28-21. Says Cody Blasco. Cody Blasco. Anthony White on Mizzou. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me scroll up here. Mizzou has been making a comeback, though. We better not take them lightly. Yeah, you don't want to take Mizzou lightly. I agree with that. Mizzou's gotten better. They're starting to kind of find their place. I still think Arkansas wins that game, though. The Hogs going to lock up Texas A&M. The Hogs going to lock up Texas A&M. Diehard Cowboys fan. Didn't you say the same thing about Ole Miss? What did I say about Ole Miss? I'll tell you what I did think would happen against Ole Miss is Arkansas's offense would do a lot better. Like, that would be their best game. And they still struggled on offense against Ole Miss. You'll have to be a little bit more clear, diehard Cowboy fan. Hey, Ty. What's up, Mr. Cobra? How you doing, man? A&M is going to be a tough matchup. It just is. These guys they're pretty well balanced. I'm telling you, they are. And it's going to be a hard fought game. Spiller keeps you up at night. If there was anything, and I think someone asked this in Discord, if there was a player or something that concerns you, what I should have said was Spiller. Not just our A&M's defense, Spiller. I mean, again, this guy's putting up ridiculous numbers. Hopefully it's all just, because these defenses they played haven't been that great. Bama, what is up with Bama on defense? They're secondary, man. My kids no longer say suspect; they say sus. Bama's secondary is sus. Actually, I banned that word in my house. I said you can't. We've gone full blown. Just I'm censoring my kid's speech in my house. You cannot say that. You're going to say the full word suspect. These kids, though, I tell you. Hog's going to lock up. Already read that. Matt Stacy, I think the coaching staff has a little something different dialed for you, A&M. Hey, dialed up, not you. I get what you're saying, Matt. I hear you, brother. People aren't realizing how good Arkansas really is. Look how they played against Georgia. They have a better defense than A&M. I'm not prepared. Look, that's where it gets a little dicey. How good is A&M's defense? Okay. Well, let's look at their total team statistics. Okay. Defensively, Defensively, these guys don't give up a ton of yards. I had it pulled up. They give up, I think it's 356 yards a game. It's somewhere between 350, 360. Arkansas gives up about 420. Now, Arkansas does give up fewer points. It just goes back. Their red zone defense, I think, is probably a little bit better than A&M's. It's like they're both really good. They're both really good at something. Arkansas's defense is just unbelievable at takeaways, right? Like getting picks, forcing turnovers, fumbles, fumble recoveries. You name it, they're doing it on defense. A&M, it's just simply it's hard to move down the field on these guys. It's hard to move the ball on their defense. And they're somewhat efficient on third down. They're almost 58% on third down. 30 of 52 on the year. That's not bad. And they're averaging about 28 points a game on offense. There's just a lot here that says, when you consider who they've played, that A&M probably the better team this year. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, really. But again, they did barely beat Vanderbilt. That's the game everybody goes back to, where they barely beat Vandy, 17-12. Then they got slapped around by Bama. They played Florida and beat those guys 41-13. Then they did beat Mississippi State 28-14. Florida 41-38. Mississippi State 28-14. I don't know. I really think their defense. I think their defense is a little bit better in terms of getting your offense off the field by simply forcing you to punt. Arkansas, it's the other way around. It's hard, really hard to score. I think it's really hard to finish a drive off with points on Arkansas, because they're going to take the ball away. They're not exactly a 3-and-out kind of defense all the time. A&M probably a little bit more consistent in that department. Again, these guys, 354 yards per game allowed to Arkansas's 418. Passing yards. This is why I think you have your best shot. Their secondary's giving up 280 yards a game compared to Arkansas's 241. The run defense, 75.5. Now, that is, when you think about it, that's not a bad matchup for Arkansas, because they've won without a run game anyways this year, right? They should be 3-1 without a threat of a run game. Maybe it kind of plays into that. Maybe it is a good matchup for the Hogs. I don't know. You don't need the run game to necessarily beat them, right? Well, I'm going to argue you always need the run game, especially in this offense. But that's not a bad matchup. When the Hogs are playing A&M and A&M stopping folks under 80 yards a game, while Arkansas is averaging just north of 100 yards per game, but yet you've had some decent. Look, your passing efficiency, it's not phenomenal, but it's pretty good. Franks has been a captain and commander who doesn't freak out, who doesn't panic under pressure. When the pocket collapses, he hesitates. The hesitation kills me. But for the most part, he's been a captain and commander and a leader of the offense. It shows first off that he's patient. He's allowing the play to happen and develop in front of him. It looks like he's going through his reads, going through his progressions. He's not afraid to throw to his checkdowns. And I think the other part of it, too, has been play calling. Although Kendall has not exactly lit it up this year, which is odd, especially when you consider the weapons that he has. This has caught me by surprise more than anything, because I really thought the offense would click to some degree better than it has. I'm not saying they'd be, chalking up 500 yards a game, 39, 38 points a game. I'm not saying that, but considering the weapons, I thought it would be a little bit more efficient on the offensive side of the ball than just 346 yards per game. But, Franks is dialed in with this offense. He's not making a ton of mistakes. I will argue, probably should have at least one or two more interceptions on his resume this year. He kind of got bailed out. There's been a drop or two, but for the most part, he's been pretty spot on. Again, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks. Kellen Mond are they're just identical. But what worries you, again, is Spiller, both these backs, even without, one of their better receivers who opted out for the year, they're still somewhat productive. 28 points per game versus Arkansas's 23 points per game. Points allowed, 29 to Arkansas's 25.5. It's crazy how similar these two teams are. Again, the spread's at 14. I'm taking that. I think Arkansas covers. I really do. But that's, again, when you say that Arkansas's defense is better, I would say pump the brakes. They're better at some things than A&M on defense. But if you want to talk about just efficiency, not giving up a ton of yards, not giving up a ton of big plays. Now, neither is Arkansas. To be fair, Arkansas has been really good in that department too. But I'm going to kind of give the edge to A&M. I think they're both really good at separate things on defense, on the defensive side of the ball. Let me get caught back up on chat here. Scroll up here. Scroll. As an A&M guy, this is from B. I can tell you that it will be really tough to figure y'all out in the red zone offensively. Worried about that for tomorrow. Yeah, Arkansas's red zone defense has been salty, and they're salty at the goal line. We know that. Hog fans know that. It's there's nothing automatic against the Hogs. Scroll down here. The new staff, I like what Nathan says here. The new coaching staff is a blessing. I have a faith in their ability to prepare for their opponents. That is something too. This isn't business as usual at Arkansas anymore. It's not. Look, they're already winning games they're not supposed to be winning, and that's a very good point. Eric Fountain. A&M's defense is about as good as Auburn's, which was offensively our best game. We will win. I don't know about that. Both Bryles and Odom have coached against Texas A&M in College Station and won, says Justin Potts. Have they? I think you're right. I think they have. But this is different. This is a different game. You know, again, this goes back to what I said earlier. I don't care what happened in the past. This is now. This is here and now, right? I hope we shut them down so bad in the first half that they have to smoke a Jimbo Swisher and halftime and bring in that 12th man. Justin Seaborn says, I say this every live show. With as good as A&M's O-line is, I'm curious to see if we continue the three-man front and bring Brooks and Fouché down in the box. Yeah, you wonder, are we going to see a little bit more of the 4-2-5? Are they going to try and crowd the box? And then does that open up Kellen Mond to go over the top? Does that open him up just a little bit? That's what concerns you, right? You've not really played an offense that runs the ball this well. Auburn ran the ball really effectively against Arkansas in the first half. People seem to forget that. They had 15 yards of rushing offense against Arkansas in just the first half alone. Ty Franks also is better. I don't know. That's a different. Pass blocking is carrying this team. You're not wrong about that. Pass blocking, if you're talking about the Hogs, has been solid. Run blocking, on the other hand, I swear I'm trying to come through here and read all your comments. Nathan Espinoza says, I agree it's strange to see the progression by the defense, but I'll take it. Arkansas is going to have to get aggressive defensively when Mon passes. Three-man front is not going to cut it. They're going to have to blitz. Well, I don't think you're wrong, but I will say Arkansas was able to apply. They've been able to apply pressure this year with a three-man front, which is unbelievable. Which is why they don't have as many sacks, because they were really consistent with just bringing a three-man front, and they've done that multiple times this year. That's what helped them completely shut down Mississippi State. Covering up their coverage in the secondary, disguising their secondary as well as they have. Their zone coverages, Arkansas's zone coverage. And I haven't watched everybody play every down, but Arkansas's zone coverage is tricky, man. It is so tricky. And you make a slight mistake, Arkansas makes you pay for it. Unfortunately, they don't have an offense. They don't have an offense that you feel like, okay, well, we just got a turnover or takeaway. Now our offense is going to go down the field and score 6. Or they're going to go down the field and capitalize. That's kind of been the issue this year. And I think, again, when you go back to several moments, you go back to Georgia, you go back to, again, just name any game where they've had multiple takeaways, which has, I think, been every game this year. Outside, what'd they have? How many takeaways they have against Georgia? But for the most part, you didn't feel that comfortable when their offenses come back onto the field after a takeaway by the defense. But it's a credit to what Odom has done on defense. the way they disguise their coverage, the way they're able to bring pressure despite not bringing 4 or 5. They bring 3, and a lot of that's thanks to Marshall. Hopefully Dorian Gerald's 100%, and he contributes some. Hogs are definitely playing like a top 25 team. I agree, Cody. I agree 110% there, buddy. Mark Douglas, how you doing, man? Our offense has been limited because we can't run the ball. Thank you, Mark. I agree. If we could run better, it would open up so much more that Bryles could use. I do not disagree with that. Thomas Nunley, where'd your comment go? It just flew behind me. Let's put it to the dice. What's your bet, Ty? If the Hogs win, let's say a signed by you poster given to charity of your choice, your choice of charity. I'm not opposed to that. I have this sign. Look at this. I've had this for a while. It's the SEC sign. Now, I forgot where it came from. What I want to do with this, it's got holes. My kids or someone poked some holes. Looks like someone was using it as target practice. Probably a Big 12 fan who's pissed off that their conference sucks and that the SEC is so much better. Those aren't bullet holes, though. Those looks like someone was stabbing it with a pin. I've thought about taking this, if we could ever get to a game this year, and just having people sign it. I've thought about doing that. I gotta put it back now. It'll probably fall over, but I'm not opposed to that. I'll sign something. Robert Ainsworth, yo man, tall don't want to know what Newark traffic gas been like the last 3 hours. Robert, what are you drinking? Because I want to know. Can you put some in my Dr. Pepper? I don't know what you're drinking, buddy. It's probably you're doing the voice, right? Yeah, mine does the same thing. I have a friend named Donnelly, and every time it'll either autocorrect to donkey, or when I do the voice to text, it'll call him donkey. Yeah, A&M is playing to run on us, says Eric Fountain. Odom knows that, and we will see a different look on defense. Mind is about to look. Oh, I see. You meant to say Mond. Mond is about to look like every other quarterback we've played this year. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, says Eric Fountain. Okay. I still want to. Well, yeah. You're not wrong. Arkansas has exposed a lot of. They've exposed every quarterback they've played, man. Barry Odin is the man swinging Stormbreaker like he's a true defensive god. That's right. I call him Barry Odin. Someone brought that up on Twitter, and I think that's better than what I was saying. So Barry Odin, the Ark Guardian, not Asgardian, but Ark Guardian. I like that. Yeah, right. You stabbed it after the Auburn game. No, I didn't. Well, look, that's not a bad idea. I should have done that. Actually, what I should have done, the most popular thing to do, which is set it on fire. Oh, that's a good. Why didn't I do that? Does anyone know what uniforms we will be wearing tomorrow? So tell me what you guys think of this. Boom. What do you think of that? Oh, didn't move. Let's put it back on. There we go. I don't know if this is official or not. Is that official? I know someone had I mean, that's obviously photoshopped, but it's a pretty decent Photoshop job, if I'm being honest. And but is that something that they've thought about doing? Was that officially? Because you see the watermark. If you look in the top left, there's the watermark. I'm not going to lie. I know we've got some boomers in this audience. I know we've got boomers in the Hog Talk audience. 10,000 followers on our Facebook. I don't know how many on Twitter, like 5,000 or something. We've got some boomers that didn't like this. Well, the orange hog on the helmet was okay. That was not a good look, but I like the background. But no, nothing on Arkansas belongs orange. You don't ever color anything Arkansas orange. That's well, it's just blasphemy, is what that is. I like this. I'm gonna try and make it bigger. Dude, I like that. I love the slobbering hog. There, covering my face up. Dude, that is awesome. Like, why are boomers? Why are so many boomers against this? The black and white is freaking clean. Imagine like the black and white and look at the gloves. Look at the gloves. Look at the gloves. Those are so clean, man. The black wristband or the band there on his arm, the armband. What I'm trying to say, dude, I'm all about the slobbering hog life. I just am. I love the Nolan Richardson autograph, on the court, Bud Walton with the slobbering hog, dude. If that is, to me, this is honoring what Nolan and what they did in the '90s. That's honoring what they did, and I would love if they'd wear these on Halloween. We need a blackout. Forget the anthracite. I'll leave that up there for a second. Forget the anthracite. Straight black. Georgia does this. A lot of teams do this. Straight black and white. No borderline coloring. Straight up black and white. With that slobbering hog. I don't know, y'all. I think that's pretty awesome. Yeah, badass uniform, says Fishman. I agree. Should I just leave it up in all of its greatness? Just leave it right there. I think that's awesome. I love it. Love it, says Thomas Nunley. Always love the blackout. Should be officially added to our color. Now, hold on. I like the red and white just left alone. But if you're going to do a blackout right there, that is sexy. I don't care what anybody says. If that is real, I want to see that happen. Now, I don't know if the slobbering hog would ever happen because that is, and I've had someone in Twitter tell me, look, that's strictly basketball. And I get it. I understand. The way our defense is played, like a wild band of Razorbacks. Who can guess? Can anyone tell me in chat who said that? Who's known in Razorback history? Former, well, I don't want to give it away. I won't say what he was, but can someone tell me who's known for saying that? Who gave us the name? Who can answer that? Taylor Pruitt says, happy to see the Hogs, still going for the throat in the final minute of the last game, yet kept it classy. Yeah, I agree with that. And took a knee with a minute left. To me, it was a welcome change from previous years. Woo! Pig suit from Georgia, says Taylor Pruitt. Nathan doesn't like it. He says, I don't think so, but he says he loves the slobbering hog. All right. That's sick with the old hog. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I know that you have the alt forward-facing hog, and this wouldn't technically. Could you not make this your alt? Get rid of that god-awful forward-facing hog and replace it with the slobbering hog. Yeah, it looks just like the actual, the real hog logo. I get it. The whatever you want to call it, the normal hog logo. I hate the forward-facing hog. I hate it with a passion. When I see it, I want to rip it. Now, I respect private property. I would never do that. But I want to rip those bumper stickers off, the magnets off of people's cars. I swear. Or flip them upside down. Flip the forward-facing hog upside down. Like, stop. It's ugly. But I would never do that. I respect private property. But still, it's just, ugh. Give me that. Ty, don't mind me. I'm on my morphine on my phone. Oh, all right. Great Odom's beard. By the beard of Zeus. Does anyone know what uniforms? Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what uniforms. I'm assuming they're just going to wear the whites. But, God, I love those uniforms. The black. Get rid of the anthracite and just do that right there. The thing is, Arkansas has linebackers that can cover, and Bumper Pool being back is really big. If he's 100%, I would argue that, Cody Blasco. I don't know if he's 100%. Pool being back is really big, and they have a great secondary. That means the middle of the field is going to be covered. Let's hope. The defense in black and white, it's going to be nightmare material. It will be for opposing offensive coordinators and quarterbacks. I agree. Thomas Nunley says, I like once-a-year blackout. I'm all for it. Just one game. Just one game. Give me the blackout. All right, that's going to have to go away. So say bye. Say bye. It's probably messing with your phones a little bit. All right, so we're going to close this thing up. If you have any more questions, all right, don't forget, if you haven't already, like the video, share the content. Of course, it's we're already done with it. Someone might want to go back and watch this thing from the beginning. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. That goes a long ways too. And check out all the links provided for you down below in the description box. Again, I'm taking A&M in this one, 27-20. So Hogs 13-10. That's what I haven't done. I haven't gotten your scores. Taylor's right. It was Hugo Besdick. Good job. I agree. I don't agree. That's right. That's not that I agree that it's correct. It was Coach Besdick. Yep. Excited to see a renewed Razorback team play a good game. Yeah, you're licking your wounds. Night, brother. Make the haters. I don't have that many haters. I get people. I've gotten some weird emails last couple of weeks. I've got someone trying to explain to me what RPO is, as if I didn't sit here and talk about what the RPO was when Chad Morris was hired. It's funny when people who haven't watched all my content think I whatever. HR, what's the plan for tomorrow? Halftime pregame. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we have a busy day tomorrow. As always, I'm not gonna get to watch much football. I'm gonna be so behind on college football tomorrow. But I'm going to be home just in time. We're not taking our kids trick-or-treating. We're actually going to a party that's going to be small between us and some friends. Small party. We're going to go to that. We got a birthday party, too, also small. Not a lot of people. Everyone's going to be wearing their mask and what have you. But we're going to be doing that. So, again, I'm not going to get to watch any football. I'm going to have to do the best I can on my phone. And then I'm going to come home. I'm going to watch the game. We're going to have a halftime show over on the Hog Talk podcast. I think we have a sponsor now for the halftime show, which is cool. I gotta get that. I gotta get those notes. So we'll do that, and then the post game will be here. Hopefully, it's like the Ole Miss and the Mississippi State game, the post game. Bryce Mitchell. Oh, was he fighting tonight? Is that tonight? I thought that was tomorrow night. No one said that. No one said what? No. Well, now I think he did actually, but so did I think Hugo Besnick said it first. Ty, thanks. Arkansas 24-17. Okay. Stay safe, Ty. Hey, you too, man. Good luck tomorrow. You said you're an A&M fan, B. Good luck, man. I'm sure it'll be a fun game. If you've never been to a post-game show, I hope to see you here tomorrow, but don't take anything personal tomorrow. I have had some rough run-ins with some A&M fans here, not going to lie. They've been some of the worst fans. You were awesome today. Thank you. Tomorrow. Okay, so that fight's tomorrow. Okay. Barry Odin for president. I'd vote for him. All right, woo pig suey. I will see you guys tomorrow. Halftime show over on the Hog Talk, post-game show right here. We'll see you then. Woo pig